Welcome. Today we are talking about important inventions. We leave the chemical field now and get into hard physics. The invention of the light bulb was not a straightforward solution, but involved several scientists, all of whom were located in the United States. So the prototype of the light bulb was put into practice by Heinrich Göbel already in 1854 with a very preliminary construction. But Göbel could prove that the light bulb worked. So he used battery. There was no other way of providing electricity, and he found that charred bamboo fibers could be successfully used as wires. Before Göbel, others had tried to use platinum wires, which had turned out not to be suitable in light bulbs. And Göbel also had, of course, problems in constructing a vacuum within the bulb, because at that time there were no vacuum pumps, so he had to use kind of a mercury construct a mercury device for creating the vacuum. The more famous inventor is, of course, Thomas Alva Edison. He invented the carbon fire lamp, and he was successful in providing the light bulbs for the market. So he was able to produce a light bulb which was sufficiently stable so that it could be sold. But the truth is also he was very ingenious in drafting patents. So he had, not only for light bulbs of course, but he had about 1,000 or more patents, and he got rid of all of his important competitors at that time by suing them for patent infringement. So Edison knew well how the patent system worked and was very successful by establishing his dominance on the marketing by using the patent monopoly. Nevertheless, it was possible for Göbel to establish as the first inventor of the light bulb in a long-lasting lawsuit with Edison. And during this lawsuit, as far as I got from the various sources, Göbel had to reproduce his first light bulb based on charred bamboo and the material available at that time to make his first invention plausible. But at the end he was successful in doing so. The commercial breakthrough was not the Edison light bulb. 20 years later, the Osram company succeeded with presenting the Osram light bulb at the World Exhibition in Paris in 1900, and from that time on the Osram lamps were unstoppable. The carbon fiber lamp of Edison was replaced by a metal filament lamp, and osmium is part of that wire, and I assume that the name of the company Osram is a reference to the osmium alloy used in the light bulbs. What you see here is one of the first, if not the first, patent by Edison, US 223898 with the figure 1 and the claim 1 of that patent. And the claim 1 of the Karl Auer von Welsbach lamp, so Welsbach was the founder of Osram, is on this slide. They had no drawing in this patent from 1899 granted in 1914. So you see, osmium and zirconium was basically the material for the filament. Another US based invention is the telephone. Although the historic textbooks tell you that the German inventor Johann Philipp Reis had the first working telephone construed and in fact used. It was kind of a prototype, and Reis was not familiar with the patent system, so no patent application was filed. In the US, the tragic person is certainly Antonio Meucci. He was earlier than the famous Alexander Graham Bell, but he had no money to get a US patent. So he had a provisional application filed to claim priority, but he didn't find an investor and had no money on his own for a follow-up application leading to the grant of a patent. So it was to Alexander Graham Bell to get the basic patent for the telephone. In 1876 the application was filed, and I guess even granted in the same year. So this is US 174465. You see here one of the figures, and you see here claim 1 of the patent. And it's always fascinating that these old patents from the 19th century, they have maybe 2 or 3 claims and a very broad claim language. So it's really about the telephone, the light bulb, the material of the light bulb. There is no knowledge in the prior art, or almost no knowledge, so that you get almost everything if you have the patent.